This is All India Radio. Welcome to the business news program Money Matters. My name is V. Ravi Kumar and with me is my co-anchor in Hindi, Subodh Mishra. And to discuss the stories, we are joined in by financial expert Yamini Agarwal.
नमस्कार श्रोताओं, बिजनेस न्यूज मनी मैटर्स में आपका स्वागत है। इसमें हम शेयर बाजार, कारोबार और अर्थ जगत के ताजा समाचार पेश करेंगे। शुरू करते हैं हेडलाइंस से रवि के साथ।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi urges states to take full advantage of production-linked incentive scheme for various sectors to increase manufacturing in the country. Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman calls upon private sector to be a part of India's growth story, and foreign investors pump in nearly 25,000 crore rupees into the domestic capital market so far in February. And the first story that we are tracking is that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said the central government has introduced the production-linked incentive PLI scheme for various sectors, thus providing an excellent opportunity to increase manufacturing in the country. Addressing the 6th meeting of the Governing Council of Niti Aayog yesterday, he urged the states to take full advantage of the scheme and attract maximum global investments and reap the benefits of reduced corporate tax rates. Prime Minister also stressed that the centre and state should work together and make cooperative federalism more meaningful. The Prime Minister urged to make competitive cooperative federalism not only among states but also among districts. The Prime Minister said India has made up its mind to progress rapidly and does not want to lose time. He said the positive response received for this year's budget has expressed the mood of the nation and the youth is playing a pivotal role in setting the mood. The Prime Minister said Atmanirbhar Bharat campaign is the way to build India that produces not only for its own needs but also for the world. He said the country's private sector is also coming forward with energy. Mr. Modi said since 2014, over 2.4 crore houses have been built in rural and urban India. He said another innovative initiative is going on in which houses are being built by modern technology in 6 cities. The Prime Minister also highlighted that over 3.5 crore rural households have been connected with piped water connections since the Jal Jeevan Mission came into existence 18 months ago. The Prime Minister said, in the past few years, opening of bank accounts, increase in vaccination in health facilities, free electricity connection, free gas connection to empower the poor has reflected a phenomenal change in their lives. The Prime Minister urged to focus on storage and processing of agricultural products to reduce wastage. He stressed the need to export processed foods rather than raw foods to increase profits. Mr. Modi said reforms are very important for country's farmers to get the necessary economic resources, better infrastructure and modern technology. The Prime Minister also emphasized on strengthening MSMEs and startups. He said every state, every district has its unique strengths. He said products should be shortlisted and promoted from every district. That will create healthy competition among all districts and states and help in boosting exports. Yamini, are you online with us?
Yes.
Yamini, I remember November 2020, almost 3.5 months ago, the almost 1.5 trillion package for the PLI, the production-linked incentive for 10 sectors came in. Now with the budget, 13 sectors with almost 2 trillion rupees was identified. Recently, the telecom ministry has also added the telecom segment to that. So how well has it, of course, too short a time, how important is this PLI scheme for the Atmanirbhar campaign?
I think it's very important primarily because there is a strong impetus that is being given to the manufacturing sector by bringing about the requisite reforms and investments in the infrastructure and the requisite requirements for it, including the ease of doing business, facilities which are being provided right from the single portal by which approvals may be granted and overall infrastructure development may take place, and this production-linked scheme that is there. The requisite support in terms of the corporate tax rates has also been given to the MSMEs. Necessary infrastructure support has been given to agriculture. Again, these are two prime sectors which offer employment. So overall, making India a more robust country for a manufacturing sector by reducing the costs of production is one of the important aspects which are being looked at. And also to increase competitiveness, there is a focus on the, a self-reliant India which needs to be there.
So, a lot of sectors have been included, and recently the focus is on mobiles, and when that statement was made, the minister also mentioned that soon laptops and tablet PCs will be included, and there is some talk about white goods also being introduced. What are the key sectors that have hitherto not been included that, in your opinion, should be added to make this a bigger force?
Well, one cannot look at one specific sectors which might be looked at in terms of, putting a boost because already, let's say, defense has been given the push which is required. Also, the other sectors have been opened up for the private sector as well as for the FDIs. Looking at the overall sectors and the development that is taking place in terms of the privatization as well as the push of the reforms that have been going on towards market mechanism, most of the sectors would receive the benefits of the reform process and the infrastructure development.
आइए अगली खबर पे नजर डालते हैं। विदेशी निवेश का हाल। भारत के प्रति सकारात्मक रुख बनाए रखते हुए विदेशी निवेशकों ने फरवरी में अब तक देश के पूंजी बाजार में लगभग 25,000 करोड़ रुपए का निवेश किया है। ताजा आंकड़ों के अनुसार विदेशी निवेशकों ने 1 से 19 फरवरी के बीच भारत के शेयर बाजार में 24,204 करोड़ रुपए और ऋण बाजार में 761 करोड़ रुपए का निवेश किया। इस अवधि में कुल निवेश 24,965 करोड़ रुपए का रहा। जनवरी में विदेशी निवेशकों ने भारत के पूंजी बाजार में 14,649 करोड़ रुपए का निवेश किया था, जबकि दिसंबर में उन्होंने 68,558 करोड़ रुपए की भारी रकम भारतीय बाजार में डाली थी। यामिनी, अगर हम विदेशी निवेश के आंकड़े देखें तो लगातार भारत के प्रति सकारात्मक रुख तो बना हुआ है, लेकिन क्या हम उम्मीद कर सकते हैं कि आने वाले दिनों में भी यही रुख कायम रहेगा?
जी, ये बिल्कुल कायम रहेगा क्योंकि जो मैक्रो इकोनॉमिक इंडिकेटर्स हैं वो काफी स्ट्रांग है। सबसे फास्टेस्ट ग्रोइंग इकोनॉमी का स्टेटस है अभी इंडिया का इन टर्म्स ऑफ द रिकवरी, जहां पे जीडीपी ग्रोथ रेट आंकी जा रही है अंतर्राष्ट्रीय एजेंसीज के द्वारा 11.5%। अगर आप रिफॉर्म्स के प्रोसेसेस भी देखें तो एक स्ट्रांग रिफॉर्म बजट में आइडेंटिफाई किया गया, जहां पे फोकस किया गया प्रोडक्टिविटी की, हेल्थ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर प्रोवाइड करके, ताकि लोग विशियस सर्कल ऑफ पॉवर्टी से बाहर निकल सके। कोशिश की गई कि इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पे ज्यादा से ज्यादा फोकस किया जाए, डिसइन्वेस्टमेंट की रिसीट से भी और एग्रीकल्चर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर सेस से ओवरऑल डेवलपमेंट के ऊपर कॉन्सेंट्रेट किया गया। मैक्रो इकोनॉमिक इंडिकेटर्स फॉरेन एक्सचेंज रिजर्व्स के कंटिन्यूअसली हाईएस्ट पीक पर है, जो एक और स्ट्रेंथ दिखाते हैं। ओवरऑल लिक्विडिटी इन द मार्केट एंड जो इंटरेस्ट रेट्स हैं वो इन्वेस्टमेंट्स बूस्ट करती हैं। ये सभी जो है एक बेहतर इकोनॉमी की तरफ लेके जाते हैं इंडिया को, जिसके तरफ जो है फॉरेन विदेशी निवेशकों का रुख रहा है।
And the third story that we're tracking in this edition of Money Matters is Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has called upon the private sector to be part of India's growing needs, aspirations and demands across various sectors. Speaking in Bengaluru today at the interaction with the industry leaders, the minister said that the budget presented by her acts like a facilitator for the private sector to energize growth. Saying that the budget has set a path for the coming decade, she added that the government borrowings used for the stimulus package announced by her is aimed at core sectors that will trigger growth of the economy and produce ripple effects across the sectors. Emphasizing on the importance of the private sector, she said that India has proved its mettle as a soft power by supplying COVID vaccine to 100 countries. She also highlighted the need to bring in sustained growth and take care of fiscal deficit for the rapid recovery of our economy post the pandemic. Yamini, Subodh was mentioning about the foreign investors. A couple of questions regarding that. In 2020, we saw the greatest ever foreign inflow of almost 1.4 trillion rupees into the economy. Briefly, do you expect that to continue in 2021 as well?
Well, yes, there would be a stable flow with the FIIs, which is likely to be there, not at the same rate because the valuations were much lower at that time, and so people were investing at the faster pace because there were expectations that there would be higher growth.
Right.
Now the flow would be more stable, but
right.
the flow would continue.
Okay. Thank you, Yamini. Before we close, a reminder of the headlines.
प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी ने राज्यों से कहा है कि वो देश में विनिर्माण बढ़ाने के लिए विभिन्न क्षेत्रों के उत्पादन संबद्ध प्रोत्साहन योजना का पूरा लाभ उठाएं। वित्त मंत्री निर्मला सीतारामन ने भारत की विकास गाथा का हिस्सा बनने के लिए निजी क्षेत्र का आह्वान किया और विदेशी निवेशकों ने देश के पूंजी बाजार में फरवरी में अब तक लगभग 25,000 करोड़ रुपए का निवेश किया।
That's it in this edition of Money Matters. Namaskar.